the way you always ended things. I kept the coffee warm, even after you left. Some habits aren't for people, they're for memory. I didn't ask if you were sure. You didn't offer to explain. We had silence that sounded like we meant well, but didn't know how to stay. You barely said goodbye, just a look I still carry in my throat. And I let you leave, like maybe you'd turn around, but maybe you already had. The chair you used still leans back a little, like it remembers your weight. I water the plant you forgot to take, but it leans toward the window more than before. You didn't break me, but you left like someone who knew exactly how to disappear. You barely said goodbye, but it echoed in the quiet for weeks. And now the house is fine, but something in me still waits for the door. I didn't think I'd like someone who leaves their socks everywhere, but here you are on my floor, and I don't mind. You hum when you wash dishes, you talk to the kettle, you don't close cabinet doors, and still somehow this feels like peace. I used to wait for storms to know I felt something, but this is sunlight through the blinds. You feel like Sunday, no alarms, no plans, just soft laughter and scrambled eggs. You feel like something I forgot I could have. You read half a book and tell me the plot like you wrote it. You mess up the chords but sing loud anyway. I laugh every time. Not every love has to burn. Some just sit beside you, warm, quiet and real. You feel like Sunday, like I'm finally home, and nothing is on fire, and that's more than enough. I used to wait for storms to know I felt and nothing is on fire, and that's more than enough. You said she makes you feel known. I smiled like I didn't write your name into poems you'll never read. You laughed like nothing changed, but you stood a little further back. I knew when you didn't say you look good like you used to, without thinking. They say love comes when it's meant to, but what if I was just late? If you knew me then, the way I knew you, maybe we wouldn't be this version of two. You moved on like it was simple math. Subtracting me was your cleanest path. I still remember your hands, not because they helped me, but because they almost did. I fell without telling you, and maybe you climbed out before you hit. You tell me she's kind, and maybe that's what I wasn't, but I could have been if you'd stayed long enough to see. If you knew me then, without the noise, without the fear, without the voice that always said not yet, you might have loved me back. If you knew me then, without the noise, without the fear, without the voice that always said not yet, you might have loved me back. I moved your books last weekend to make space I won't use. I folded the blanket, but your shape still comes through. I don't play our playlist, but I still know the order. Funny how the silence is louder when it's older. You're still quiet here in the mirror, in the hall, in the click of the heater that no longer warms at all. You're not haunting, but you're not gone, and I'm still talking to your echo at dawn. Leave one lamp on, like it's for you, but I tell myself it's just habit, not truth. I think I'm healing, then you show up in the way I pause before saying I'm fine. You're still quiet here, not loud, not cruel, just present in everything I undo. You left with grace, but forgot your trace, and I live in a house you still have home. You didn't look at me like you used to. The rain hit hard, but you stood still by the bench outside that cafe on the hill. Your hands in your pockets, mine holding what you didn't say. You smile like you were somewhere else already. June fell apart on a Tuesday with thunder, but no goodbye. I watched you leave without looking back, and even the sky didn't ask why. I said take care, like we weren't just everything last week. You nodded like you meant it, but your eyes couldn't speak. I thought if it rained you might stay, like the weather could buy one more day. But June fell apart and took you with her, and I stood in the rain like we didn't just blur. I don't know what I did or if it matters at all, but love never sounded so small. listen without waiting for your turn to speak. You remember how I take my tea and how I sometimes forget to breathe. I don't ask if you love me, you show me in lowercase things. No need to ask, you're always already there. No need to chase, you walk at my pace. You never say forever, but you stay like it. Like it, don't post about us, but you know what color makes me feel safe. You hold my hand like it's home, not like it might slip. This isn't loud, but it's real, and you never make me guess. No need to ask, your kindness says enough. No need to test, you pass with silence, and I never want tonight. Know this water, this is, I hope it stays. You did lie, but you never told the truth either. You said, I'm just tired, but you didn't look tired when you laughed with her. You left your sweater on my chair, like you planned to come back, but never didn't. Like a fear right in your distance, before you ever said a word. You knew I'd break, but you let me lean anyway. You knew it was ending, but you stayed just long enough to say you tried. forget to say you didn't. You said you look different. I said I don't feel the same. You came back like it was still warm, like time was waiting for you. But I stopped counting long ago. You knocked on a door I locked from the inside. You came back to no one. I used to be there. I swear I held every word you didn't say until they burned. But now it's quiet and it feels mine. You asked if we could talk, but I already talked to myself 1,000 times. And I ran out of questions for someone who never answered. I'm not bitter, but I don't need you to explain why. You came back to no one, just a girl who used to wait. And I'm proud of the silence I built from all your almost. How I left before you knew I was leaving. The light's not on, but it's not dark either. And I'm still awake. Your name doesn't ring like it used to, but it still stays long enough to echo. I cleaned my room, hoping it would help clear you too. No arc without leaving a mark, but I still look for the shape of you in quiet. It's almost morning. something. You held my hand even when I pulled, and now I wonder if that's my fault. I needed space but hated the quiet. You gave me room, I filled it with silence. Maybe it was me who broke the start. Maybe I was tired of trying too hard. You gave enough and I looked away. I let the right thing go wrong anyway. You were good, I just couldn't stay. You never asked for more than real, but I showed up not knowing how to feel. I wanted love, but pushed you off. Said I'm okay, then cried when you stopped. You made it clear, I blurred the line. You held the truth and I took my time. Maybe it was me who changed the air. You were solid, I wasn't fair. You stayed close, but I looked through. I blamed you, but it wasn't true. I think I loved you, but not out loud. I think I wanted what I didn't allow. Maybe it was me who set this down. You stayed the same, I turned around. You gave the best, I gave you doubt. And now I miss what I shut out. I saw you smile in someone's arms. I said good for you, but blinked too hard. You held her close like I once stood. She touched your face like I once would. She made you laugh, I looked away. I knew that sound from better days. She sees the now, but not the past. She gets the ease I held too fast. But I knew him first, his quiet breaks, his morning thoughts, his smallest stakes. I knew the way he looks when wrong. I kept him soft when things went long. She calls him kind, and so he is, but she won't know the things he missed. He tells her half of who he was. I held the rest before it passed. She holds his hand, I held his fear. She holds his name, I held him near. But I knew him first, his late night doubts, his softer voice when lights went out. I knew the cracks beneath his smile. She sees the part I loved a while. I don't want what we had then, but I still know who he was when I knew him first, not best, not right, but held his storm before his light. She gets the calm, I got the fight. He's smiling now, but I knew that night. but some things crack behind closed doors. You stayed late, I didn't ask. You gave less, I dropped my mask. I knew the end before it came, but stayed to feel just half your name. You pulled away, I leaned in. I called it love, you called it thin. I knew it would hurt, but stayed anyway. I watched us fall like we meant to break. I knew the weight, I knew the sound, but hoped you'd turn before it hit the ground. You left your book, I didn't read. I cleaned the shelf, but not the need. You said be strong, I said I'll try, but in my chest I whispered why. You watched the light, but dimmed my part. I stayed too long inside your start. I knew it would hurt to hold on late. I wrote us in, you closed the page. You didn't lie, but didn't stay. You gave me time, then walked away. Some endings don't scream loud, they just arrive and clear the crowd. I knew it would hurt, but still I stayed. I knew the cost, but loved anyway. I knew it all before the fall, but knowing never stopped it at all. I saw you smile, but not at me. I wrote you down in poetry. You walk in wind I never reach. You speak so loud, but not to me. I play out scenes you never act. I wait for signs you don't send back. You live in light, I stand outside. You say we're fine, I never tried. From this far, you look like home, but in your arms I'm still alone. I told myself this was enough, but every word just feels like bluff. You never knew what I would play. You smiled and left, I stayed that day. You call it kind to not go deep, but I still dream and never sleep. From this far, you seem so clear, but up this close, you did disappear. I let you stay in every part, but you don't see from this far. You were the hope I let expand, but I'm still here with empty hands. From this far, I learned your name, but never felt you did the same. I loved you loud, you loved in space, and now I miss what had no place. I left your coat on the back of a chair. Couldn't bring myself to fold up the care. Your toothbrush still in that second cup. I guess some parts just don't pack up. I said goodbye, it was a plan, but walking away still shook my hands. I hope you smile again, not 'cause of me, but from someone new who lets you breathe. I couldn't fix what I didn't see, but loving you still lives in me. You hated crowds, I love the noise. We danced offbeat, but still had choice. The silence now feels too polite, like we both know, but avoid the fight. You used to laugh just in your sleep. Now I wonder if that dream's still deep. I hope you smile again on an ordinary day, in a cafe corner, in a quiet way. I hope it's soft like morning sun, not something loud, just someone. I won't pretend I'm whole and fine, but healing hurts in borrowed time, and some won't stay, just not as loud. I'll miss you still, but less out loud. I hope you smile again in a room I'll never know, and love again without the weight I showed. I couldn't stay, but I still care, and part of me will always be there. You'd love the drama if it wasn't mine. You said I'm not ready for the 8th time. We broke up on a Tuesday night, then kissed again before the lights. My friends all say I should've left, but what's a lesson if not a test? You'd love the drama if it wasn't me, the crying in cars, the late apology. I lost myself in every act, but played it well and took it back. He bought me flowers, then made me cry. Called it passion, I called it a lie. We danced like it meant something more, then argue about who closed the door. They say I'm reckless with how I love, but no one warns you when it's just enough. You love the drama from the outside in, but I live the plot beneath the skin. I forgave too fast, loved too loud, but never once let myself drown. They call it chaos, I call it mine. Not every storm needs to align. You'd love the drama like it's a show, but I was the one who had to grow. So write your lines and say your part. I'll keep the truth and start from heart. I felt good about you first, before the noise, before it hurt. You said the right words on time. You made me feel like I was fine. I stayed close, you leaned away. You gave short what I gave days. You swallowed wide, but never deep. I dreamed of things you didn't keep. I felt good about you, I really did. I told my heart you meant it, but you held back while I leaned in. I lost the part I used to win. You like control, I like the mess. You gave just enough to guess. I shared my days, you shared the view. You stayed safe, I moved through. You knew my hope, but let it die. You closed your door, I said goodbye. I felt good about you for too long. I made you right, even when wrong. You took my trust like it was light, but I still held with both hands tight. tired of truth, but I lost that when I lost you. You said I talk too much and asked me what I think. You said you like the quiet, so I learned not to speak. I wait for your texts like homework, check my phone and put it down. I write long replies and delete them. You say you like when I'm around. I ask what we're doing, you say don't ruin it now. So I laugh and nod like I wasn't falling out. It's always your timing, it's always your rules. I keep forgetting I was someone before you. Why do I feel like I'm wrong, even when I'm kind? You say I'm too sensitive, then ask me why. I keep folding into spaces you never made for me. If this is what love looks like, then I'd rather be free. You say you hate drama, but you always play the lead. I ask you to meet me halfway. You say that's not your speed. I say I'm not okay. You say I'll be fine. You change the subject like I'm wasting your time. I used to mean something, now I'm just your calm. You like how I listen, not how I'm gone. Why do I feel like I'm wrong, even when I try? You say I'm overthinking, then ask me not to cry. I keep folding into spaces you never made for me. If this is what love looks like, then I'd rather be free. Maybe I let you hold the pen too long. Maybe I let go of where I came from. Why do I feel like I'm wrong just for needing more? You say I'm dramatic, but I've been keeping score. I keep folding into spaces you never made for me. If this is what love looks like, then I'd rather be. I used to speak louder, now I only agree. I keep driving past that street we said goodbye. Sometimes I park and just sit there a while. Your jacket's still in the backseat fold. I could throw it out, but I won't be that bold. The coffee's still bitter without your hand, but every sip still tastes like when. Do I stay where your voice still lingers, or start over with nothing but fingers crossed for better and scared of worse, stuck in the space between healing and hurt? The playlists skip like they know too well. Every lyric's now a little farewell. My friends say go, but they never stayed for the quiet parts when you looked my way. I packed once, but slept on the floor, 'cause empty rooms feel like war. Do I stay where the ghosts are kind, or start over with no map to find the version of me you never met, the one who leaves without regret? Maybe love's not what we thought at first. Maybe staying was making it worse. So I'll stay just a little more, till the memory fades at the bedroom door. And when it does, I'll know the way, not back to you, but where I'll stay. You said it's not personal, then stayed quiet for days. I made room, you filled it with space. You called me strong when I didn't cry. I took the blame, you didn't try. You said you loved me, just not the way I want, but I kept folding, you never got caught. You talked like pain was part of care. I stayed through it, you weren't there. You called it love when it felt like less. You called me too much when I just felt stress. I broke to bend, you stayed so tough, but you called that don't overthink, as if that helped. I learned to flinch before you yelled. I gave soft, you gave cold. I told the truth, you controlled. You said I needed thicker skin, but you were the reason I caved in. You called it love, but I held my breath. You looked away Maybe love shouldn't feel like this, but I stayed, so maybe it is. You called it